Hi, this is Greg with Lionquest Fitness. Last video I talked about Rosie here, an old 1963-62 Chief Special, nickel plated. And I described it as a beater because it was in rough condition. Well, I had some advice given to me by one of my viewers by the name of Douglas, and he suggested that I use something called Mother's Mag and aluminum polish, and that I work it into the gun, and that it would help change the finish. Well, I did some research, and nickel plated finish is not one that's easily restored because the rubbing of a compound actually causes the nickel to dissipate off of the firearm. And, nickel-plated guns, once they start getting pitted and scarred, it's just about impossible to restore that finish. Now, a blued gun, when it has wear and wear marks, it has character. But a nickel-plated gun is just a nickel-plated gun with a worn finish, But I want to show you what I was able to accomplish. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to restore it completely. And I did change the grips. I put these grips on. These are Precision Specialty Hideout grips out of a company out of Michigan. And it makes for good concealment. So let's look at old Rosie here. And Rosie probably had been ankle carried from what I could tell from sweat stains, because it had sweat stains. I was able to get some of it out, and of course there's some pitting on the cylinder, and I don't think you can really get that out, but the gun looks 100% different. And here's some pictures from before I restored the gun. So how did I do it? Well, first off, I gave it a good thorough cleaning. Now, I used the hops, even with nickel-plated guns, but I do make sure that once I have cleaned the gun, I wipe it off very carefully to get any residue off. It does seem to work if you do that. If you leave hoppies on a nickel-plated gun, it will scar and pit the nickel. Now, first off, I cleaned it very well. And something that's always amazed me is the fact that people don't clean guns before they try to sell them. And you could get so much more money with a gun in this shape than how I bought it in its original condition. But what I did, I took the Mother's Mag, and I used some of these microfiber towels. As you can see, it's black where I would rub, and just rub it in circles. Now let's look at Rosie's twin sister, Karlita. Now Karlita was from about 64, 65, if I was able to get the serial numbers correct. And I went ahead and I put the original grips back on Karlita. And I reconditioned these grips with mineral oil. And that'll help bring some of the shine and luster back to old wooden grips. But this gun cosmetically was in much better condition than Rosie. Now both guns mechanically are very sound and good shooters. But I don't have the pitting that I had on Rosie. And I added this Tyler T. Now this is for a round butt K-frame, but seems to work very well with a Model 36. Now both these guns are Model 36, no dash. Now this one has the more modern latch, whereas Rosie has the flat latch. So what this gun is probably worth, as far as a collector's item, about two, especially with the original grips, probably about $200 more than Rosie. So this gun is not going to get shot very often. Not a safe queen. This is a prized possession that's going to be gifted to my youngest granddaughter when I pass this veil. Whereas, Rosie here is meant to be carried. So let's go shoot her and see how she does. Well, how do you like my minuscule bad guy at 7 yards? Okay, the green was the first string, the red, the second string. And I would say that the old girl still has it. And within self-defense distances from 10 yards in, I don't think you could go wrong with an old Chief Special. And this is Greg with Lionquest Fitness.